Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I've got some exciting updates to share, along with a few rumors and speculations that have been making the rounds. First up, there's a potential contract extension on the horizon for a player we've all been keeping an eye on. It looks like things are getting closer to a conclusion on that front, but I'll dive into the details soon. There's also the big question of who might be the front-runner for Rookie of the Year. This is something I've been following closely. And finally, there's a rumor that just won't go away about a player potentially returning to a certain team. As always, the chatter is intense, but how much of it is true? I've got a few insights that might shed light on this situation. For those of you who might not know yet, I'd like to invite you to join a group that's always on top of the latest rumors and updates. I'll be right here throughout the off-season, keeping you informed every step of the way. And just to make sure you're all set for the upcoming months, here's some good news. I'll be releasing a video every day in May, June, and July. That's right, daily content to keep you in the loop. I'm committed to keeping the quality high, and I hope you'll be just as excited to follow along. Now, let's talk about this potential contract extension. There's been a lot of chatter and concern surrounding this issue, but the situation seems promising. It looks like we'll see some resolutions soon, and I'm feeling pretty confident about it. One key date to remember is May 19th. This is when the players are expected to start their off-season training. By June 10th, all training will be mandatory, so the clock is ticking. I had the chance to speak with the player in question before the NFL draft. I didn't get the sense that he was worried about holding out or requesting a trade. There's a lot of speculation leading up to the draft, but what I observed is that the player is fully committed to the team. He showed up for voluntary workouts after the draft, and that speaks volumes about his dedication. The reality is that he's currently on a very low guaranteed salary, and he has only 1 year left on his current deal. But rest assured, the team is actively working on extending his contract, and based on the progress being made, I'm confident that this will be sorted out soon. When I asked about the timeline for the extension, there wasn't a definitive answer at the time, but it seems that the team's focus shifted towards other areas of need before addressing the contract situation. They dedicated their resources to other priorities and spent a lot of time evaluating a large pool of prospects. However, after taking a step back and looking at the draft, I have to say that I'm proud of the management team's work this year. The team is in a strong position, and I believe the contract extension will happen sooner rather than later. Now, let's talk about why I'm so confident this will get done. This player continues to be an exceptional talent and is playing at a very high level. It's curious, though, that some people have started calling him old. I think this perception is mostly due to the fact that he's been with the team since 2018. But don't let that fool you. He's still in the prime of his career and capable of producing at a top-tier level. If you look at his performance last season, you'll see that while he struggled in the first 6 games, he only allowed 1 sack between weeks 6 and 18, an impressive stat. His overall Pro Football Focus grade for 2024 is 80.6, with a pass-blocking grade of 81 and a run-blocking grade of 71, ranking him 13th among NFL offensive tackles. Considering the team's focus on the offensive line and the development of its players, it would be illogical to part ways with their best offensive lineman, or at least their top tackle. There's been some debate about whether he's still the best offensive lineman on the team, given the impressive performance of another player, but there are solid reasons to believe that the extension is likely. The team just traded for a quarterback, which emphasizes the need for a solid offensive line. It would be a huge mistake to invest in a quarterback and then fail to provide him with adequate protection. The team drafted 2 offensive linemen, but neither is fully prepared to protect the quarterback's blind side, making it critical to keep a strong offensive line intact. The quarterback's performance last season was significantly impacted by poor protection, as he took 50 sacks, 31 the previous year and 46 the season before that. Protecting the quarterback's blind side is a top priority, and given how highly the coaching staff values this player, it's clear that keeping him in the left tackle position is a must. Aside from his performance on the field, this player is also a tremendous leader in the locker room. While he might not be the loudest guy on the team, that's completely acceptable in today's environment. What really matters is that he shows up and does his job, which he's done time and time again. His participation in voluntary workouts further underscores his commitment to the organization. He's been the team captain for the past 3 years, and it's easy to see why. He's not only a great teammate, but also someone who's always there for his colleagues. I remember once when we were having a charity food eating contest, and he showed up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'm in." He jumped in and took part just for fun, but it showed his willingness to be involved with his teammates beyond football. To sum it all up, this player's leadership and work ethic are exactly the qualities the team values. When you look at his contract situation, I believe an extension is coming soon, likely in the range of 2 years and $41 million, with $31 million guaranteed. When you factor in the 1-year deal he already has, that would bring his total contract value to $56.7 million over 3 years, with $31 million guaranteed. This contract would put him in line with the other key players and coaches on the team, who all have 3-year deals. If the team is looking to build for the future, this player has to be part of that vision. So, when you look at the big picture, it's clear that the team is heading in the right direction. This extension is just the first step, and I have no doubt that it will get done soon. Stay tuned, because there's more to come on this situation, and I'll keep you updated as things unfold. As the offseason continues, there are a lot of eyes on the upcoming developments regarding player contracts and team dynamics. The excitement around potential extensions and roster changes hasn't slowed down, and it's safe to say that some significant decisions will be made in the coming weeks. There's no question that this is a crucial period for teams as they balance the business side of the game with on-field performance. One of the biggest factors shaping the team's future is the draft and how new players fit into the established framework. Every year, teams make bold decisions in the draft, aiming to add depth and potential to their rosters. But this year feels particularly important. With the addition of a promising quarterback, the team is now at a crossroads where the decisions they make will either elevate or potentially derail their future plans. The pressure is on to make the right moves, and the team's front office has been incredibly deliberate in its approach to this year's draft. In looking back at the draft picks, I have to give credit where it's due. The front office did an excellent job securing some of the best talent available, especially when it came to addressing the offensive line. It's a known fact that offensive line play has been a weakness for many teams in recent years, and the addition of new linemen is a clear message about the team's commitment to protecting the quarterback and opening up running lanes for the backs. Yet, this move isn't just about addressing the immediate needs. It's about future-proofing the team's foundation. It's about building something sustainable and competitive, and you can see that vision taking shape. What's even more interesting, however, is the balance the front office has managed between building for the future and ensuring the team remains competitive now. The team knows that the quarterback they've invested in needs time to develop, and this means that the offense will need to continue evolving over the next few seasons. This is where the commitment to players like our left tackle becomes crucial. While it might seem like the focus is entirely on the new additions, the reality is that the team is also heavily invested in maintaining its core. Keeping the left tackle in the fold is not just about preserving a strong offensive line. It's about sending a message that the team is serious about staying competitive and winning in the present while also planning for long-term success. Looking at how the team is addressing its offensive line is indicative of its broader strategy. It's all about protecting the quarterback and ensuring the skill players have the opportunity to succeed. A quarterback under duress is a quarterback who can't perform at their best, and the fact that the team has been so deliberate in addressing this speaks volumes. The investment in linemen in the draft should not be overlooked. It's a foundational piece in ensuring the team doesn't just survive but thrives. And that's not just wishful thinking. It's a calculated approach to making sure the franchise is poised for a strong future, no matter what happens this season. While the offensive line certainly deserves attention, let's not forget the skill players. The team has a number of young talents who are expected. Another thing that continues to come up in conversations is the team's salary cap situation. While it's never easy to manage, the team's front office has shown a knack for making the right financial decisions. The contract extensions and player movements will be critical in balancing the salary cap for the future. The team is in a good spot financially, but they'll need to be smart about how they allocate resources. It's all about making the right investments, not just in players, but in ensuring the future stability of the team as a whole. One of the things that stands out to me is the level of excitement surrounding the new quarterback. I know some people are skeptical, especially after a rough start to his rookie year, but the potential is undeniable. He's got the tools to succeed, and it's just a matter of him finding the right rhythm with the offense. I expect him to grow into the role as the season progresses. The key for him will be consistency, and he's already shown flashes of what he's capable of. He's got a good supporting cast around him, including a talented offensive line and a solid group of receivers. There's a lot of optimism surrounding his development, and I truly believe he's the future of the franchise. As the team continues to build for the future, it's important to remember that this is a process. Every move, every decision, every contract extension, it's all part of a larger plan to make the team competitive for years to come. The road ahead might have its bumps, but I have no doubt that this organization is heading in the right direction. With the right balance of veterans and young talent, this team is set up for success both now and in the future. There's a lot to be excited about, and as always, I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising revelation, Terrace Marshall Jr., the wide receiver who once had a promising future with the Las Vegas Raiders, recently admitted that he regrets his decision to leave the team. Marshall, who made his exit from the Raiders in the past offseason, expressed his thoughts candidly in a recent interview, reflecting on the impact his departure has had on both his career and personal growth. Marshall was drafted by the Raiders with high expectations, seen as a key player who could make an immediate impact in their offensive scheme. However, after a brief stint with the team, he found himself part of a trade package that saw him move on to a new team. The decision to leave Las Vegas was largely driven by a mix of personal and professional reasons at the time, but now, Marshall admits he may have acted too hastily. "I think about it a lot," Marshall said in the interview. "There were a lot of things I didn't fully understand when I made that decision. Leaving the Raiders, especially so soon, probably wasn't the best move for my career. I've learned a lot since then, and I would have approached things differently if I had the chance." The wide receiver's time with the Raiders was marked by glimpses of brilliance, where his athleticism and skill set were on full display. However, inconsistency in performances and a crowded receiving core made it difficult for Marshall to secure a starting role. In retrospect, he believes that staying with the Raiders could have allowed him to develop further under the guidance of head coach Josh McDaniels and the experienced group of players surrounding him. "There was a lot of potential there," Marshall continued. "I had the chance to learn from some of the best in the game. Looking back, I see now that I should have embraced the opportunity more. I didn't give myself the time to adapt to the team's system, and I didn't fully appreciate what I had." Marshall's regret highlights a broader theme within the NFL: the challenges that young players face in adapting to the fast-paced, high-pressure environment of professional football. The transition from college to the NFL is not always smooth, and sometimes players, especially those in skill positions like wide receiver, can feel the pressure to prove themselves quickly, leading to rush decisions. While Marshall's future remains uncertain, his reflections on his time with the Raiders offer a glimpse into the internal struggles that many players face as they navigate their careers. He has since moved on to a new team, but his words serve as a reminder of the importance of patience and understanding in an athlete's journey. Whether Marshall's regret will ultimately shape the trajectory of his career remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: he's learned valuable lessons along the way. As the NFL continues to evolve, young players like Marshall will undoubtedly look back on their experiences, wondering what could have been if only they had taken a different path. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.